In 2011, I started a project to commemorate daily a soldier who lost his life fighting for the Hull PALS battalions in the First World War. I got the idea from listening to a list of names read out over the radio as the British Army left Basra. Less than 180 men had died over there, but each one had a family who loved them and a future they would never now see, stolen from them by war. I've been so moved by how profound that list of names had been and how long it had taken to remember what was in the grand scheme of things a comparatively small number of men, that I decided to look into the old PALS battalions, the earliest volunteers in the First World War. See, it got me thinking that 100 years ago, the great-grandfathers of those soldiers who died out in the desert had fought in a war to end all wars, and yet it hadn't, had it? I knew that Hull had 4 of these battalions, and I wondered how long it would take to remember their dead. Just short of 2,000 men died fighting for the Hull PALS. Small number considering the industrial scale of the slaughter in the trenches, but those men, remembered one a day, every day, would take 5.5 years. 5.5 years. So I started. And now, every day, I try to remember a life. Try to find out who he was, where he lived, about his family, his job, when and where he enlisted, and the circumstances of his death and burial. And every day, I'm remembering a life cut short in its prime by war. It's not some kind of commemoration as such. It's not sepia-tinted sentimentality or some chest-beating rally around the flag for the pious to bang on about honour and sacrifice and glory and fighting for freedom. Because I don't really believe any of that. And these men weren't really soldiers. Not in the way that we think of soldiers today. They're just ordinary people. Clerks, ironmongers, shopkeepers, dock labourers. Ordinary people who just happen to be caught up in extraordinary events. Blokes just like me. Only they've been given a rifle and told to stand in a ditch, infested with lice, surrounded by the corpses of their dead friends, overrun by flies and rats and told to shoot anything that moved in a ditch 100 yards away, where men suffered exactly the same indignities, only wore a different uniform. Join us if you want. Just search Hull PALS memorial posts on Facebook and join the group. You're welcome to contribute and add any information I might have missed. What you'll find there is a daily reminder of what Wilfred Owen called the pity of war. A drip feed of the pointless waste it represents. Perhaps you'll see, hopefully, how we're undone by numbers. How when you see 2,000 dead written down, it means nothing. It's only when you give those numbers names that you start to see the truth. If we could all do that, we wouldn't be in any hurry to ever war again. 100 years ago, 10 million men, women and children died in that war to end all wars, and for me, it's a crushing reminder of how little we've learned, that all these years later, we still haven't found a better way to settle our differences than to send one nation's young men out to shoot holes in another nation's young men in the name of something called freedom. But then, that's war, innit?